are your tap rooms open at the moment?
The other 2 tap rooms that we got are open just for outside service only. They're the bars, so they're open all the time, like, except for Middlewood Lockstops from Wednesday onwards. But the other one in Ancoats is open from Monday through to Sunday. The tap room that we got at the brewery, that's open from Fridays to Sundays, and this one hopefully will be open Monday. Hopefully it'll be busy as well. So.
Great. So how has it been so far since the opening?
It's been, luckily for the first 2 weeks of opening, we had some really good weather. I think there was a lot of appetite out there for people to get out and just to socialise and be in that environment again.
Yeah.
So the first couple of weeks was good. Weather since then has been a bit touch and go, but in between, people are still coming out. And like I say, there's so much appetite for it, and I think once the doors open again on Monday, so people can get inside, it'll be even better. So yeah, it's been good. It's been, obviously with having to work around the guidelines, the COVID guidelines from the government, has been difficult. But once you get used to it, it kind of becomes kind of par for the course, I guess. So yeah, it's been okay. Obviously, it is what it is. It's one of those things we've just got to deal with it as best we can.
Yeah. So why do you choose to brew beer in Salford?
Why?
Of all places.
Well, I'm a Salford lad anyway. I was born and bred in Salford, born and raised in Salford. My mother still lives in Weast, around the corner, which is where we all grew up as a family. Obviously, being one of 11, it was we were always a very close family, and I don't know, we just always wanted to go into business together. But it was always very important for us to keep it in Salford. Coming from Salford ourselves. I think, obviously, with it being so close to Manchester City Centre, you got the Trafford Park industrial unit, obviously the industrial centre as well, which is just obviously part. It's part of it all.
Yeah.
And so for us, yeah, it was a no-brainer really. We have been looking at expanding and maybe places that we could potentially move to within Salford in the next few years, but again, that's just ideas at the moment. But yeah, Salford's always been a part of who we are, and it always will be, and so will the business of the brewery. It'll always be part of Salford.
So what made you decide to get together as brothers and brew beer in the first place?
A little bit of insanity, I think. A little bit of ambition. Like I say, we always wanted to go into business together. We all come from different backgrounds, engineering, teaching, some sporting backgrounds, business backgrounds as well. And we thought if we pooled our sort of resources together, our experiences together, then it didn't matter what we tried to do or what we did, what business we tried, we'd always make a go of it, and it would be successful. So it just so happened that my dad was a brewer, and then my younger brothers were brewing as well. They took on his recipes, and then I don't know, the idea came from my brother Keith. He just said, well, why don't we open a brewery? And it was like eureka moment. And then yeah, we got some funding together, and we just did it. I think it was just a decision that we made. We just thought, right, let's just do it. Let's just go for it. We only live once. Just try it. And yeah, there's some risk involved, but you don't get anywhere without any risk, without taking any chances. And so yeah, that's what we've done. And like 7 years in now, we're celebrating it with a load of beers that we're all making ourselves as brothers, one each, and it's going really well. So yeah, like I say, we're getting on new deals all the time. Just taking on an Asda deal and opening new bars. We've got a bar that's going to be opening in Liverpool soon and in Leeds, and so it's always onwards and upwards. And the more we build on that success, the more we can get our name out there and become, hopefully, which is what we want to become, a household name. And I think we are becoming that, especially in this area around here. But hopefully, in the next sort of, I don't know, however long, 5 years, we can push further afield and keep spreading our wings a little bit more.
Oh, cheers. You say there's 11 of you, and yeah. There's the Seven Brothers, and then you've got four sisters who make gin as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, has there been any sibling rivalry there?
No, not really. Always been kind of really supportive and collaborative between the two businesses. I love what they do as a business, as a concept. They just made some rum now, and that rum, honestly, I'm not being biased. It's the best rum I've had. That's the one I buy now. But no sibling rivalry. We get on really well. I mean, personally as well, I really get on with my sisters, and I get on with all my family really. So I'm just happy that it's that they're doing really well, and happy that we're doing really well, and that we can work together, and hopefully we can do a lot more of that in the future. But no sibling rivalry. I'm sure there is kind of a little bit in their heads, but it's nothing that kind of comes out between us. It's just like they want to do really well. They probably want to do better than us, but they're always playing catch up anyway because they started a few years later than we did. So yeah, it's good. Popular beers, I think they're all very popular. We do a big core range now. We do obviously the 4 core range of pales that we do, and we do a pilsner, and then we're doing the Kellogg's beers, which is obviously they're just up here. Their offices are just up here, so it's always a bit of a small world, especially in this part of the world. 'Cause obviously they're big factories down there, but yeah, I think they're all very popular. The one I like the most at the moment is our IPA and the watermelon wheat beer. The honeycomb's doing really well. We've got that in Asda. We've got the IPA in Asda as well. So yeah, I think in terms of popular beers, I think it depends on what your taste is, and that's why we do so many different flavours and so many different varieties of beers. It's because we want to cater for everybody really, and so yeah, I can't really say what more popular ones are. I know the ones I like. I've never really thought about which ones are the most popular, to be honest. But I don't work in sales anymore, so I don't know what sells the most at the moment.
Right, okay. Yeah. Have you won any awards?
Yeah, we've won plenty of awards over the years. Obviously, you have to enter into the competitions to actually try and be in with a chance of winning. Right. But recently, we entered into a European awards, and I think our watermelon wheat beer won double gold or something like that. The honeycomb beer that we make won a gold as well. In its I don't know whether it was an overall winner or whether it was just a winner in its category. So, but I don't know. I only, like I say, I'm so busy here that I'm kind of a little bit detached at the moment from the brewery side of things. So, but we have won other things in the past with SEBA, which is the Society for Beer Association, I think it's called. But I can't. Other than that, I can't remember any other awards that we've won. I think our labels won an award at some point as well a few years ago, and our branding. So yeah, we're always doing well in that category. Yeah.
What are your plans for the future?
Plans for the future are just to keep on expanding, improving our recipes, improving the quality of our beers, opening more tap rooms. We are looking at expanding all the time. Obviously, the more contracts that we get in place, the more storage room that we need. It's just one of those things. We're always looking at expanding. We're always looking at throwing more money and investment into the business so that we can expand and become bigger. We're never standing still. So we do have plans, 5-year plans, 10-year plans, but on an operational level, it's always sometimes you've got to move with the times, and so that's what we're doing. We just plan on being dynamic, and yeah, just keep investing in the business and growing as fast as we can, and hopefully, even with obviously the stuff that's happened over the last year and a half, we've managed to do that. It's not been easy, but with the way we've been able to sort of diversify what we package our beers into, we've been able to do that a lot, and so yeah, onwards and upwards. We're just fortunate to be in a position where we can expand and aggressively the way we're doing. But yeah, that's the plan for the future. Yeah, onwards and upwards for us, I think. Yeah.
So we've been open since the 12th, we've been open since 17th of April for just for outside hospitality. And then we're opening. On the 17th of May, we'll be open inside as well. We've been really busy. We've pretty much been booked out every weekend. A bit quieter on Thursdays and Sundays, but the Fridays and Saturdays have been pretty much fully booked for the past since that opening day. Why choose Salford for our brewery site?
Yeah, for where you brewed.
It was just the most. It was the most for the size of the unit. It was the most appropriate unit we could find in sort of Greater Manchester. It wasn't. I mean, the fact that it ended up being close to Media City is a big bonus. But it wasn't that it was picked out, especially for a reason. It worked for us in terms of the site and our what we could afford basically. So and then the fact that it happens to be two tram stops and Media City is now been an added bonus. But yeah, it's just like I said, it's quite hard to find appropriate size units for a brewery of our size. So it was just the right place. The brewery was originally a pub it's the Marble Arch pub in Manchester. Do you know that in Rochdale Road?
Yeah.
So the Marble Arch pub was originally where the brewery first started, and the story goes that the director had a choice of either a karaoke machine or a brewery to help the pub be more successful. So originally the pub was conceived because it was to put the profitability of the Marble Arch pub, which was a long time ago. And it was either a karaoke machine or a brewery, and we went for the brewery, and then we've turned into, and that's how it started basically. Yeah. The Everyone Welcoming Initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's just we're a very tolerant brewery which we hope would reflect in society, and that we don't there is no. We're not an exclusive brewery. We're an inclusive brewery. So it's if for LGBT and transgender, whatever race, religion, there's generally that's the idea. There's no, it's a welcoming place for people. We don't, and we don't have any kind of barriers to exclude people. It's like as you can imagine, as it says, everyone's welcome. That's kind of what we're trying to promote here. We have zero tolerance to sexism, racism, and any kind of issues like that. We wouldn't serve people like that here. If we do hear it, or if it's reported, then we take action, and people would be removed and not welcome if they displayed any kind of that thinking, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't want to sound like we've won numerous. So obviously, Camera, the campaign for Real Ale. Yeah. So we've won beers. We've won awards for our beers. The Marble Arch won pub of the year for sort of Greater Manchester and North Manchester or whenever. So yeah, multiple beer at the pub of the years, multiple beer of festivals. I think we've won a couple of sort of international beer awards, but don't quote me on that, and because I don't know exactly which ones they're called. But because obviously we're quite an established brewery. We've been going for about 24 years now. I think maybe that's a bit more than that. 1997. When's that? How long ago was 1997? Anyway, there's a few around dotted around. If you go to the Arch, there's quite a few sort of best beer awards of Northwest Beer, International Beer Festival, or whatever festival we've gone to. So yeah, I think you could say we're well decorated.
Right. We don't actually have our tap room down here anymore. It actually closed with coronavirus, and it's actually been taken up by storage now. So unfortunately, we don't actually have a tap room at the moment down here. We do have our bar at Freight Island, but obviously that's a bit of a trek from the brewery. So obviously, like the Freight Island's quite a busy venue. It's booked up quite a lot. So a lot of the people that visit there at the minute are booking through that. So I don't know. I think they've been booked up, but yeah, it's been all right.
Right. Could you tell me a bit more about Freight Island?
Yeah, it's their own venture, I suppose you'd say. They like lease to different vendors in there. So there's like Jane Eyre cocktail bar that's not open yet, but there's like a load of food vendors, taco place, pizza place, burger place, place you can order like steaks and stuff. And so the idea is, you book one place and you download an app, and then you can order from any of those places all to your table basically. So you get lots of different options rather than being tied into going to one place and having only the options of that one place. So it's kind of about flexibility and kind of street food kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Do they do events there?
Yeah, they have DJs. They had some DJs on this weekend just gone. They do have live music and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know. This unit came up and seemed, the guys wanted to start a brewery, so right place, right time kind of thing. It wasn't a case of specifically being in Salford, to be honest. We do lots of different beers. Most of them are specials, one-offs. But we have two core beers, Factotum and Phaedra. Factotum is really, really popular. Sells well on draft because we have a lot of bars that have opened up in the past couple of weeks, so buying from us. So Factotum is probably the most popular one.
Right. Okay.